Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World for another episode of Haut Beleron. That's right, we're back in France. Oh, and interesting things are happening. Interesting things are happening indeed. I've got to tell you. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, Harv's just off to do a job for another one of the locals, right? Kinda, sorta. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do have some jobs lined up. Let's take this back road. I do have some jobs lined up. Fertilizing. It's that time of year, May. You know, crops are really in. Everybody wants to get some fertilizer on. I'm going to make a good chunk of cash off of fertilizing crops today. More importantly, though, I've made a connection. And now, this isn't a connection that is meeting one of our immediate goals. It's a connection that's going to help with future goals. I think it'll help with some future goals. Anyway, you know, I'm always chatting people up, talking to the locals. You know, go to the shop. There's always farmers in there, you know, wanting to chit chat about this, that, or another thing. Well, I ran into a gentleman. His name is Mr. Salter. And Mr. Salter has a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And anyway, and it should be right over here. No, it's down this next road. Okay, I see where I'm going. And he's had some trouble getting it in order. And it's a very lucrative farm, apparently. He's doing quite well, but more importantly, his farm is basically in place to support his sugar mill. So he's operating a sugar mill. This is it right here. And he asked if I had time to come over and kind of manage his farm as well. And I said, well, you know, to be honest, I'm kind of finding that I've got quite a bit of downtime on my hands. You know, I managed to... Holy crap, this guy has some gear. Look at this. Wow. Okay. You know, my first priority is to Mr. Swede and his farm. I'm like, you know, you got to understand that. So if it comes down to getting your stuff done or Mr. Swede's done, that's first and foremost. He said, that's fine. I understand. You know, it makes complete sense. Man, he is hooked up. He's got one of every bloody thing over here. Holy crap. That's a nice cloth. So I did look at his fields. And the one thing he's missing right now is fertilizer. Everything else, with the exception of when they were planted, they did not get the stones taken out of them. So, well, luckily I'm running his equipment and not mine. That's all I've got to say about that. So, we're going to see what we can do for him. Get him hooked up. It's not going to take much today. And, you know, it'll put some money, additional money in my personal pocket because I'm managing 2 farms instead of just 1. And I'm not going to complain about that. You know, I always set my personal income based on the proceeds of the farm. Well, we're not making a lot of profit right now, and so I'm not making very much money, if anything. The silage in the bunker silo is still silaging. Fermenting, so it's not ready to go. Man, this is a nice sprayer. Isn't this the same sprayer I used when I helped those guys out earlier this year? Or maybe it was the end of last year. Must have been the end of last year. Anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to try to... now, the nice thing about this is the sugar mill. This guy has a sugar mill. He's got a crop of sugar beets planted to support the sugar mill. which is, brilliant. Alright, I'm going to muck this up. You just watch and see. I'm not used to pulling these big sprayers around. Oh, 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 oh. There's that brutal, brutal, brutal French traffic. Ready to clean my clock. Alright, I think I've got it. I said turn on. I'm out of my element. That looks about right. Yeah, I can come back and nail it if I miss the spot. Anyway, so Mr. Salter, we'll just call him Bruce. Name's Bruce. Asked me to get his farm in order for him. He's built this up from nothing. And he's done very well for himself, but it's gotten to a point where it takes as much time to run the sugar mill as it does to run the farm. And I told him, I said, I've got a great guy, a great helper. If I need him to come in and run equipment and whatnot. And he said, that sounds great. So, and I told him about Eric, Mr. Kuntz. So, between Mr. Kuntz and I, hopefully we can get Salter Farm and Sugar Factory up and running. Now this is the beet field right here. And it's actually the smaller of the two. That's a little bit surprising since his focus is on the sugar. Maybe in the future we'll have to change. Maybe, that might have been a decision that he just had to make, because sugar beets are very labor intensive. And maybe he just couldn't handle more than this little field right here. With a little bit of luck and a whole lot of help, we'll be able to might switch these. Make this field a cash crop field, make the other field a sugar beet field. We'll see. I feel like he's got the equipment for all of it. I know he's got the equipment for all of it. Now, one thing that's really cool about these sprayers is that I can shut them down so that I'm not super spraying out wide when I don't need to. You see how those two outer sections are shut off right now? That's pretty slick. In fact, I've got one little narrow strip over here. When I get done with this, I might be able to shut down one more section on this thing. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably going to be a little too narrow. We'll just go with it's a little too wide, but the other's a little too narrow, so we'll go with it. Yeah, you can take this all the way down to 2 meters, so you don't waste as much fertilizer when you've only got small sections to do. That's pretty darn nice. I might have to think about one of these for Mr. Swede. I don't know. But that's pretty darn slick. Okay, well, that's going to take care of Salter Farm for today. Like I said, I've got some contracts to do for Mr. Swede's farm that I lined up with a few of the local guys. So I'm going to bring this tractor back into this shed over here. I assume this is where he's planning to keep it. His other tractor's parked right there, so why wouldn't he be? And then next month I'll probably have to come over here and get a second application of fertilizer on that sunflower field. Alright, Fent. We got business to tend to. Well, as much as I like that sprayer, I still like this little guy better. Field 9. Big fertilizer contract. Gotta knock this out. head to my next job. These shouldn't take long. Okay, Field 9, owned by Emily Bourdon, is complete. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Now I'm headed for Field 19. Well, Field 9 just paid me 7,500 euros to get some fertilizer on there. I'm headed for Field 19 and 22. Those are going to be good fields too. Actually, Field 19 we've done before. I did the cultivating on Field 19. That field's going to be in really good shape. He's taking good care of it. That's Matthew somebody. Matthew Bourdon. It's Matthew and an American guy who has a horrible, horrible time with French, apparently. Horrible time with French. Anyway, this one's going to pay 14 grand. And but sign me up all day long and twice on Sunday. Heck yeah. On it like a car bonnet. There we go. Matthew Barbette's field is complete. That was a big field. Luckily, my next field is right here. I just hope I've got enough fertilizer to get it done. Seriously. Man, that Field 19 is massive. Just massive. And this is going to be a little bit funky because it's got that weird edge on it. Maybe I should start up top. That's probably the smarter move. Yep. Start on the straight edge, Harv. About like so. And that's actually a little too narrow. Come on, Harv. Swing it out, and that's a little better. Let's go. We're going to have these things done in record time. As long as I don't run out of fertilizer. Keep your fingers crossed. That was cutting it close. 340 liters of fertilizer left when I got done on Field 22, but that's going to rake in some very, very, very nice cash. Actually, why don't we take a look at that real quick and see exactly what we made. So, yeah, 7,500 and 14,000 and another 8,500. Jackpot. 30,000 euros right there in about 4 hours of time. And yes, some of you have probably already picked up on the fact that I've been struggling to get my times right. So I actually advanced time a little bit just to keep the playthrough honest. You know, you get on, you look around, you try to set up your video, and then you get ready to record and forget to up your time. And then I only upped it to 5 times speed because I've been playing somewhere else at 5 times speed. So, and I realized, yes, this playthrough is supposed to be 10 times speed. So we should be about on par at this point. Keep your fingers crossed. Man, that's a cool old building up there. I need to go check that out one of these days. So my fertilizer spreader is just about out of fertilizer, which means I should run back down to the shop and buy some more, which I am going to do right now since I've got to go past there. And then we're going to go check on Mr. Swede's farm. I was about to say my farm. I mean, it is my priority farm. But, oh, I never came over and picked up that. Oops. I'll have to take care of that today too. Yeah, 30,000, and I spent 3,600. It's probably closer to 4,000 if you include all the fertilizer I use, but 4,000 out of 30,000 euros I just made. So my profit on those 3 jobs was 26,000 euros. That, my friends, is bloody outstanding. What's outstanding in French? Somebody look that up for me, would you? So now it's time to go see if our silage is ready. If it's not quite ready, that's okay. I've got a couple things that I can take care of. And I want to take a look at my wheat fields too and see how they're coming along. I'm sure they're doing quite well. They look good. They look very, very nice. Yeah, it won't be too much longer before these bad boys are ready to harvest. Now, one of our goals is to get oil production up and running, and I hope I can get the wheat out of the ground, harvested, and these fields reset to get a good crop of canola put in. So hopefully that will be the beginning of our or pushing us toward oil production. No, we're still not quite ready on the silage, so I need to grab one of these tractors. Which one was it? It's not the Stair. Okay, then it's the Valtra. Yeah, it's the Valtra. I need to have a front loader, a loader put on this tractor. I'm going to need that for the silage pit, for the bunker silo, the silage clamp. You know, everything in agriculture has like multiple names. Everybody calls it something different. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with triticale or not, or I call it triticale, but in the actual agricultural world, it can be called triticale, triticale. It can just be numerous things. What it really is a mixture, or it's a cross between wheat and rye. Okay, so I need front loaders. I think it's a quick attach. I better double check. I know it's on my tractor, but the stuff Mr. Swede has put in here, I'm not always sure about. At least he got a weight. I can put that on the back when I need to. Okay, I was right. It is a quick. It is a quick. So we need a quick, and we need it quick. Okay, so what are my options? 80, 100, up to 140 horsepower. Yeah, the more powerful, the better. That works. We'll just leave it black. And I'm going to buy that for 10 grand. And then I need front loader tools. These things right here. It doesn't really matter. A small bucket will do. 1,000 liters to get 100,000 liters of silage out. But it's only 1,600. Yeah, that'll hook me up just fine. And then I think what I'll do is throw that pallet of silo sludge or whatever it's called in the bucket and see if I can't get it over to the farm. Well, that worked out better than I thought it was going to. Although I had to shift the weight to the back. It just wasn't going to fly with the weight on the front. That's okay. That is quite all right. No problem. But I did get that pallet in the bucket. I know, it's the minor victory sometime. Come on. Come on, give me a break. It's the little things. Take time to appreciate the little things. Now, can we get it to slide back out? There it goes, there it goes. Perfect. Just shove that right back into there. There we go. Alright, can we crack this silo open? Let's find out. We gotta be close. We've got to be very close. I really want to get this thing taken care of today. In fact, you know, I'm going to clean up that little bit of chaff that's laying outside. Hopefully I can get it. Yep, there we go. 111 liters. I'll drop that in the silo, and then we can pick that or drop that in the next time we mow. Which I think I need to run a test on that grass, because I waited until it was, you know, really ready to harvest. I want to see where it's at when I want to see what it does when it's at first ready to harvest, because I know there's a difference. And now I've got, you know, I know that full harvest is 100,000 liters, so we're not quite ready yet. It's that time of day. I'm gonna go have some lunch. See if I can't get this thing to pop for me. Alright, let's check this out one more time. It took the better part of the afternoon, but hey, that's okay. We can crack this bad boy. Now, I'll bet you all are thinking, Harv, you're going to unload 100,000 liters of silage with a 1,000 liter bucket. Sort of. Sort of. Alright. What I really want to do is this. At least I hope. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. I just want to get the cover off. And so the bucket will allow me to do that. Ta-da! There you go. One fully uncovered silo. Yeah, that's all I want, you know. 11,000 euros to take a cover off. Many, many times, mind you. This is not going to be the only time I use this, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. I never liked the fact that those covers wouldn't come fully off anyway, so where there's a Harv, there's a way. Uh-huh. Alright, now we're going to bail out on this tractor and grab the Fendt. We need power for this. This is what I need the power for, to pull over this pile. Come on, brother. There we go. There's 100%, but it did it in a funky way, and now I'm going to get myself stuck even with all this power. Come on, Fendt. You got this, brother. We just did a major tune-up on you. There we go. We got it. So 23,000 liters at a time, I'll take it. I will take that all day long on Twice on Sunday. Now, some of you might be asking, and so I'm going to cover this very quickly. Why didn't I just use the forage wagon to take the cover off of the silo? Anybody who has any experience with forage wagons and bunker silos in the past knows that for whatever reason the bunker silo doesn't acknowledge the forage wagon as something that is removing silage to take a cover off. You will break your bunker silo if you don't remove the cover before you bring your forage wagon in. I'd have sworn I told it to put that head down. I know I told it to put that head down. Or that pickup, I should say. And I'm still struggling to get through here, even with 500 plus horsepower. Come on, Harv. There you go. Just get a running start at it. That's it. That's it. There we go. So, yeah, don't try this at home, kids. No, by all means, try this at home. But just don't expect the forage wagon to take the cover off your bunker, because you will break it. And it's unrecoverable at that point. If you don't do it on both ends, you can come at it from the other end and crack it open the way I did with the bucket, but don't try it with the forage wagon. All right, that is one empty bunker silo and 100,000 liters of silage in my standard silo that's going to sit and wait for an optimal price. Probably sometime in January. I'm going to have a lot more silage before this is through too. So hopefully January with the silage is going to make for one heck of a payday. One heck of a payday. Plus we'll have straw from our wheat, because I don't need any straw right now, right? Nope. I got nothing that would require me to keep my straw. So at this point, I'm going to spend the next 2 hours backing up this forage wagon into this into this shed, because apparently I can't back up worth a darn today. And we're going to see what June has in store. Well, what does June have in store for us? Well, I needed to come back over to Mr. Salter's farm here and get one final application of fertilizer on these sunflowers, and that's going to take care of it because the sugar beets are good to go at this point. They are good to go. Now, you can see my cash has dropped off significantly since yesterday or since last month. And that's because I spent about 60,000 euros picking up some additional equipment. And I'll tell you why. Because the grass is ready to harvest again. Now it's in that first harvest stage. And I told you I wanted to test that and see exactly what the difference is between first harvest stage and second harvest stage on grass. So that's what I'm doing right now as we speak. I picked up the mowers. Those are something we're going to use 3 or 4 times a year. So leasing that doesn't make sense. The same with the windrower. I bought the windrower also. And then between all of that and my forage wagon, I'm good to go for taking care of the grass. Now all I need is a tractor that will back up extra wide implements for me, and I'll be good to go. No, so anyway, I called Eric. I had him come in this month. He's over mowing grass right now, and I will probably keep him on that. But I'm going to do the collecting because, frankly, I want to see what we get. I really, really, really want to see what we get. So, yeah. Hopefully, by the time I get done with this, get back over there, he will be done mowing and into the windrowing. Got my fingers crossed anyway that he does. I'll tell you what, Mr. Kuntz does some nice straight windrows. Very nice indeed. I think I'm going to swing out and skip a row. Although I'm going to catch up with him. He can't run quite as quick as I can. Yeah, I got the fertilizer done over at the sugar farm, Salter farm. And ran back over here. Oh, Eric, of course, with his work ethic, he's done. Done mowing and already windrowing. So, man, is it really that hard to find good help these days? I'm kind of not feeling that. Then again, maybe I'm just extra lucky. Now, one thing that I did that Eric didn't do, he didn't mow the outer edges of the grass. So I'm gonna add. We'll call that maybe an additional 8,000 liters, because that's not high quality grass. That's just, scrub grass. That's not planted grass. So we'll add 8,000 liters just for the outer edge and see what we end up with. So far, it's looking pretty good. I'm getting the feeling I probably should have. If you time it right, you can get 4 harvests, but one of them's going to be a short harvest anyway. So this might end up just being my short harvest because it's June. This will be ready to go again July, August, September. September and November will be the next 2. One will be a double harvest, if you want to call it that, and one will be a second short harvest. We'll see. I might be thinking of it wrong too. Oh, there we go. There's one. Count it. 1. And I need to knock down to about 5. Yep. As I run through my wheat fields. Oops. That's not going to hurt anything. They're close enough to harvest at this point. They should be ready to harvest next month. Fingers crossed. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. A nice, fat, even row right through there. Actually, maybe running just a little bit slow, but I'm going to keep it the same at this point. Yeah, that'll do. I have to tell you, this is not looking too good at all. Not good. Now, I knew I wasn't going to get as much, but the damage that was done here, I have to say, and I'm even gonna say it was $10,000. 10,000 liters that were short around the edge of the field for not mowing the edge. I'm gonna throw 10,000 in there. I've got basically 16,000 liters, but there's only 46,000 liters in the bunker. Yeah, that's not too kosher, man. That's not cool at all. Come on, Fant. Pull that thing through there. Let's go, brother. So from 100,000 liters, we are down to 61, not quite 62,000. We've got a shortfall of almost 40,000 liters of grass. Now, that might not seem like a big deal. It's just grass, right? Well, that can be upwards. 40,000 liters of grass can be worth upwards of 20 to 25,000 euros. So before you go calling me crazy for worrying about 20,000 liters of grass, anyway, that the short harvest, and there's going to be at least one every season. I can live with that, just to get the extra off. I mean, it's better to get 60,000 than nothing, right? Because you can only harvest grass from March through November. So if it was ready to go in March, let's say even April. No, it was ready to go in April. We did harvest in April. So this is June. It'll be ready to harvest again in August, but a full harvest would be September. Yeah, because if I had waited until July, then I would have a full 100,000 liter harvest, which would mean August, September, October, I'd get 3 full harvests, which would total 300,000 liters. I kind of shortchanged myself here, I think. Well, and we're all done. I mean, there's not that much in here, so it didn't take long to compact this. And we're not close enough to the ends for it to matter. And yeah, I know I've got a little chaff in the silo, but I'm not going to worry about that. Mr. Kuntz is out there rolling that grass field, getting it ready to start growing again. We've done okay, really. 30,000 liters of contracts, working for the locals. I've got a new contact with Mr. Salter and his sugar factory and sugar farm. We're just going to call it the sugar farm. I'm going to clean up the Fent. It's had a hard couple days. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Haut Beleron. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. I very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, take care.